Walter Scott, we can review number 112. We were glad to be present when Reverend Dr. William Crowder Jr. was called to be the new minister of the Living Waters region. We also had a group out here fishing for an annual family fishing trip, and as always, it was great to have them here. We also had some problems with the goat fence line. A tree came down, pulling down a little bit of the wires, and so we got to work on repairing that, installing some new additional supports. These make sure the wires are spaced apart, not touching the ground or each other, and keep them useful for keeping the goats where they're supposed to be. We also made sure that the components of the actual charger itself were continuing to be safe from water and keeping them out. However, the goats don't always follow rules and continued to find ways to get around our fence line. So at the moment, they have a new temporary pen set up where they'll be staying for the next month or so while we do a lot more extensive fence line construction. It'll still be passable by other wildlife, but we'll keep the goats where we want them. We also got to work this time of year removing our window AC units as the weather gets a little bit cooler here in south central Illinois. The air conditioners get stowed for the winter, and the buildings keep a little bit more airtight. We also prepared for an upcoming family reunion taking place this weekend on our grounds. This meant cleaning the facility and making sure all of the spaces were inviting and ready for the people who were going to be staying here. We sent out some promotional materials to a church that requested them. We're always happy to do this whenever churches request it, and we're able to find a place where we could drop it off halfway in between. We also spent some time just enjoying the beauty of God's creation. There is intricacy and depth to the wild world that we don't always see unless we take a moment to stop and see all of what God has made. Since you've stuck around this long, enjoy the goats and care gently for God's creation.